Howdy, music fans. Thanks for joining me for Superstars of Country number 5. Today, we've done Waylon, we've done Willie, we're going to do Merle Haggard. All right, let's get going. Merle Haggard and Bonnie Owens, just between the two of us. That's my first one. It's my oldest one. I got these pretty much in chronological order. Oh, nothing to see here, folks. Move along. That's all there is. But he did a lot of duets with Bonnie Owens, who was Buck Owens' wife, and also, I believe, didn't he might have married her too. I just read his autobiography like a year or two ago, but one of his autobiographies. But yeah, I believe he was also involved with, if not, I think married to her, and they stayed great friends even after divorcing. Next is a two for one. I'm a Lonesome Fugitive with Mama Tried, and this was the first time I saw him was at the Birchmere in Virginia, and I got to get his autograph. I didn't meet him, but stayed in line afterwards, and somebody came off the bus and took people's stuff onto the bus, and this came back. Hag off, I think it says, something like that. Hag. The Hag, one of country music's greatest songwriters, very controversial at times as well, but one of the greats. Next, Swingin' Doors and The Bottle Let Me Down. This is just the album Swingin' Doors with the Strangers, but it has The Bottle Let Me Down and Swingin' Doors and lots of other great country songs of his. Um, Amazing. I believe he's had at least 40 number one hits. Just insane. Um, these are Koch reissues. Just an incredible amount of music in his catalog and songs that he has written. He was a very prolific songwriter. Amazing. Another Koch reissue. Same train, different time. The great songs of Jimmy Rogers. Gotta like that. The great Jimmy Rogers. Um, Love these Koch reissues. I should get more. There's a lot I don't have of Merle Haggard. You'll see. I've only got maybe, I don't know, 15 CDs here or something like that. Um, but he's definitely one of the greats. This is another one that I accidentally bought a second time recently, so it's going on to the the trade-in pile. It's not love, but it's not bad. And if we make it through December, two for one. Uh, two albums on one CD again. These are just really nicely produced and packaged. I don't know how many of them he has, but how many they've done on him. But I've got a couple. Although these are different series because Koch did the other ones, and these are done by by BGD, I guess it looks like. And I've seen theirs as well. They've done some of these other country ones. All right, next is one that I don't have the actual album, but I had it on vinyl, and so I put it onto cassette probably or something. But somehow I got it digitally onto a CD. The Workin Man Can't Get Nowhere Today. A Workin Man Can't Get Nowhere Today, and I don't even know if it exists on CD. I know it's on vinyl, and if it does exist on CD, it's probably $50 or more to find it, if you can even find it. Ramblin Fever, that's another one of his big ones, another great song of his, and there's the actual album. Don't know if any of these are reissued because these are the cheapos, obviously. You can tell by certainly by that and by that, the way it looks on the back. Um, yeah, all great albums. All great albums. He's very consistent, very solid. 100 Proof. Now we're into his 70s work. Just another one of those guys. Just a fantastic songwriter. Trying to think if there's much here. Footlights, I remember that one. Red Bandana, that's another good one. Um, yeah, Heaven Was a Drink of Wine. Got lonely too early this morning. All right, next is Back to the Barrooms. I used to have this on vinyl. Love, love, love this album. Some great songs. Misery and Gin is fantastic. Back to the Barrooms again is great. Makeup and Faded Blue Jeans is absolutely fantastic. That's one of his greatest 70s era later songs. It's funny to say later when he lived into the 2010s and wrote and released albums into that time as well. Leonard is a really interesting, good song. It's for a buddy of his who passed away, I believe. Um, yeah, this is a great, great album. Back to the Barrooms. All right, next one, Big City, That's the song that everybody in the world's covered, isn't it? That's a great song, Big City. And yeah, Irish Dement's covered it. The West Coast Pinups have covered it. I just saw a couple of guys, not that I watch American Idol because I don't, but I saw a dude playing a guitar on there. And the country guy who was the judge, joined him on and said, "You know Big City?" And they started playing Big City, and it was pretty cool. Two acoustic guitars, and they played Big City by Merle Haggard, which is one of his greats. Now this looks like a remaster. It is a reissue, and it's got some bonus tracks. Big City. All right, next. I just found this the other day, and I haven't listened to it yet. It's called Blue Jungle, but I listened to it in the store, and I was impressed. And I was like, "Wow, this is one I don't have." And it's 1990, and it's on Curb Records, who picked Merle up after a while. I don't know how long he stayed with Curb Records, but I think now he's starting to do other people's songs. But there are a lot of Merle Haggard songs still on here. I think he's done. Yeah, he wrote 7 out of 10 of these. A Bar in Bakersfield. It sounded pretty good. What I listened to in the store, and that's why I bought it for $4. I thought a Merle Haggard album I don't know. This one looks like a compilation of some sort. It's called Best of Country Blues. It's got Workin Man Blues on it, which is a big one of his. Moanin' the Blues, which is a Hank Williams song. White Man Singing the Blues. Cotton Patch Blues. TB Blues, which is a Jimmy Rogers song. But I got it at some little, something called the Fremont Farmers Market here or whatever. And I think that's where I got it. $3, and I am happy with it. I like it. And it's got, I don't know where else these songs really are, on what albums they came off of or anything. It's just an oddity. Next is Live at Billy Bob's, and this has got lots of great hits on it, of course, including Misery and Gin, which was on that Back to the Barrooms again. So this is definitely after in the late 70s or later. I Think I'll Just Stay Here and Drink, Workin' Man Blues, Silver Wings, Swingin' Doors. I mean, come on. The Bottle Let Me Down, Ramblin' Fever, Mama Tried, Hungry Eyes, Big City. Today I Started Loving You Again. If We Can Make It Through December. I don't know if Kern River's on here, but he was just so incredibly prolific and such a great songwriter. Okie from Muskogee's not on here, but of course that was one of the big ones that was analyzed to death, and people wondering, well, is he conservative or is he liberal? Is he a hippie or is he a cowboy or whatever? And that kind of hounded him a little bit, but he's never been apologetic, but he has been a little sly about his views. But I believe they've changed over the years of his life, and he started out a little more conservative and moved a little more liberal and progressive in his later years. Um, if I Could Only Fly, that's a Blaze Foley song, and this is a wonderful comeback, you could say. Now he's on Anti Records, so there you go. They picked him up, and what a gorgeous album this is. And it's not the first on I mean, it's not the last that he does for Anti, where he it sparked a comeback of later albums for him that ran until his death almost. I mean, this is 2000. This came out. Honky Tonk Mama is a great little groovy kind of country rock honky tonk type thing. It really grooves. I'm Still Your Daddy. Wishing All These Old Things Were New. That is a gorgeous song. If Only I Could Fly. If I Could Only Fly. That's the Blaze Foley song. Great stuff, great stuff. Now this one, Roots Volume 1. We never got a Volume 2, sadly. There's another one. My Baby's Just Like Money, Look What Thoughts Will Do, Honky Tonkin', Runaway Mama. Maybe that's the one I'm thinking of, but I think both of these are excellent. Yeah, Runaway Mama, I think, is the one I was thinking of. That is a kind of a groovy little... It's got a great little guitar riff in it that just goes throughout the song, and some great distortion, I guess, on it, kind of. Just a great tone. I believe that's probably Red Volkart on guitar, if I'm pronouncing his name right. Let's see. Maybe he's not with him anymore on this. Oh wait, these aren't the musicians. These are engineers and whatnot. Here we go. Let's see who is on guitars. Justin Red Volkart. Yeah, so he's playing rhythm guitar. A lot of guys on rhythm guitar on this. There's a lot of rhythm guitar players on this album. And then, of course, there's wonderful steel guitar and Merle's great singing. Wonderful, wonderful music. Yeah, this sparked a really nice comeback for him. This is a double, the very best of the best. I used to have it, and then I don't know, I got rid of it. And then a friend sent it to me because they worked at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and it kind of came to her through that somehow. She also got me a great deal on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame DVD series. Got it for me, I guess, at her with her discount, her price. And this is just, a collection of all of his great songs, and I think it's got, this is not the 40 number one hits I was talking about, but this has got 48 songs on it. I mean, jeez, this guy was such a great writer. So prolific. So many great songs. Okay, next was the Bluegrass Sessions and the Players. Let's see, anybody we recognize? Let's see, not really. Well, Marty Stewart, absolutely recognize him. So that's he does a bunch of bluegrass tunes. Actually, I don't know. He might have even written these songs. Merle's All Stars, they're called. Nice photos. Let's see if he writes some of these tunes. Certainly, he would not be the first guy to write his own bluegrass tunes late in the game. Yeah, yep. These are he wrote that one. Then this one's arranged by him. He wrote those two. He wrote this. Good Lord, he wrote all of these. Man, this man is insane. What an amazing songwriter. And spent time in prison. And thanks to Johnny Cash, really got a career boost even after coming out of prison and putting that behind him. Here's another one of those Cracker Barrel issues. So I was wrong. I didn't have just the ones I've mentioned. I also had the Merle Haggard. Which I did not remember that there was a Merle Haggard one. And this is another album that is just, this is it. There's nowhere else this stuff is. I mean, some of these are songs he's done before, but these versions, I mean, this is an all new band doing all new songs, or all new recordings of these songs, because it does have Kern River, and it does have Workin Man Blues, and it does have there was another one I just saw in here. It's definitely a Rainbow Stew was an old one of his for sure. But yeah, it's if we make it through, if we can make it through December, yeah, it's amazing. So this is still, I would consider this, an album of his, because he redid them all with a new band and everything. And maybe there's some new songs on there too. Next is I Am What I Am. This came out in 2000. Now he's on Vanguard. Another good late album. And he has written all of these songs as well. And you probably haven't heard of them because, of course, Nashville certainly didn't pay attention to him because he was really good. Just like, so many other great country artists that have been ignored by Nashville. So, I mean, he's more of a Bakersfield guy and never really made it big in Nashville, or got his just dues. Working in Tennessee, I just got this and I just listened to it, and it is fantastic. This is another later one. This is 2011. Yeah, 2011. Another great one. And just a real great eclectic mix of country and honky-tonk and some bluesy and some swingy and just more great singing and more great songwriting by one of the greats. Can't believe how prolific he was and how he just kept going. And last is not last, but next to last, Tulare Dust, a songwriter's tribute to Merle Haggard. So this has a bunch of people doing a bunch of Merle Haggard songs, obviously, tribute album. And this, I'll tell you some of the people who are on this. It's got Tom Russell, Irish Dement, Peter Case, Dwight Yoakam, Robert Earl Keen, Joe Healy, Rosie Flores, Steve Young, Marshall Crenshaw, Barron Whitfield, Lucinda Williams, Billy Joe Schaefer, Katie Moffett, John Doe, and Dave Alvin. Not a bad one in the bunch, and that's on High Tone Records. And last but not least, this is a little bit of a goofy story for me anyway. Down Every Road is a 4 CD box set that he released years and years ago. I don't know when, but It was one of those long box ones, you know, with the four CDs two CDs sit on one side and or two in the bottom, two in the top, and a nice booklet and, you know, a big rectangular box set. Well, um, I actually had this on, I think, a Christmas or a birthday list last year, and um, it was on Amazon, and I had no idea that this was what I was going to get. So this is because I got rid of that one, Down Every Road, years and years ago. I bought it and then I sold it. Don't ask me why. I used to do that a lot, as you know if you've watched my videos. And this doesn't even have a booklet, I don't think. It just has the discs, and they're nice pictures. And these are the original pictures from the set, I remember. But no, that's it. No booklet, no nothing. So that's pretty bizarre. This spans from disc 1 is 1962 to 1967, disc 2 is 68 to 70, disc 3 is 70 to 76, and disc 4 is 77 to 94. Nice pictures all the way through. So that's it, folks. That's it for my Merle Haggard. Tell me what you think of old Merle. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Yeah, leave your comments and like and subscribe. And that's it. Thanks. Have a good day.